because of the mines on the field. So it's a clever way of, and an inexpensive way of forcing someone to play your way. You actually can, you have to react to what he's doing. So he's already planning on the way that the kid's going to react. So he knows that probably a lot more Xellos are going to come out, which... Or observers for that matter. So he's going to start getting some more medals from tanks and things like that. And now he's getting his third and fourth factor. He's getting those now because his second expansion is up and running for a significant amount of time, where he can stockpile enough minerals to make both of them at the same time. And the advantage to that is just so you can, once they're done, you pop out 2 of whatever unit as soon as you want. He's getting a second machine shop down now at the other, so you can see that he's going to use 2 to dedicate to tanks, and probably the other 2 to dedicate to these vultures. And you see how he is actually separating his group right here of vultures, probably this way he can put down mines more effectively, and at the same time he can distract and run around the base at the same time. So that's what he's going to do here. He was pincering, and he took out the probe there real quick. But now see, at the same time, see that little information he's getting is that the guys were pushed out further than they had to be. So now he's bringing his vultures back into his base, and he's going to start doing some probe hunting. Now don't forget, he sees the tech there. He sees the Citadel, he sees the robotics facility, he sees the observatory, he sees the expansion. He's planning mines. So he's slowing down any advances on him at the same time as attacking the mineral line. And by doing this, he's actually, worst comes to worst, the guy comes in and the mines follow the guy in, and they blow up both his men and the miners. So it's a double whammy for Xellos. Basically, he can't lose there. He's going to lose those vultures eventually, but he's bound to do enough damage to make him worth their while. And now he's getting ComSat, so he can start doing some actual real scouting, besides just sending in vultures, kamikaze, and SCVs, because after a while that becomes ineffective, as you can't really gather too much information from that after a while. So now you see he's going to go back in with a couple more vultures because he knows that his harass was pretty effective. So he's going to lay down some mines. He doesn't know if there's observers out yet. I think there might be. He can tell by the mini-map whether or not there are, though, by the way that his mines are getting either blown up or doing damage. The other thing I got to mention is these guys, every about 3 to 5 seconds, are looking at the mini-map, so they can see if a drop's coming. If they get a glimpse of red in any way, they know that the opponent is on its way and what he's doing. And here again, vultures being very effective at what they do best, and that's taking out miners. It only takes 2 shots for a vulture to take out a probe, which is a fantastic tool to use if you're trying to harass the economy, which is why vultures are so popular to harass economy. Much like other units that do a lot of damage, like Stim Marines, they take out probes very quickly. And now just laying down mines, which act both as a scout and also as a deterrent. So basically, it slows down the player and buys Xellos time if he may need it, which in this case he might, because I think he's actually a little bit behind in unit production, but not in tech. So what he's doing is he's going to go do some more harassment. At the same time, he's heading back to his own base because he knows that Red is coming and advancing on him. So he's got to protect his own base while trying to distract Red with this vulture harassment. Now, 2 vultures probably aren't going to draw the person all his units back, but it may be enough to harass him significantly, so he's slowed down even more. And more importantly, split his focus, which gives Xellos a bit more time to work his macro out and get some more units going. So now he's going to probably siege up those tanks and just defend with some vultures in front, which is a very effective defense against both Xellos and Dragoons, because you have to get past the vultures while all the tanks are doing all the damage, and it's all splash damage, and doing even more harassment, taking out some probes, taking out at least 4 probes, maybe even 5, I don't know. And all the while, he's got 6 factories now, so the macro level of a pro is insane. All this is happening. His supply never goes below whatever he needs it to. He's always on top of his supply. He's always there you go, he's making another supply depot because he knows he needs it. And he may not need it right now, but he's never going to come to the fact where it says more supply depots needed, because he's going to be ahead of that. And that's something that pros generally are very well aware of, is their PSI count, because being held up slows you down from maxing out, and having a slow max out is ultimately going to spell doom if the other player gets there quicker, or can get there quicker, and can repeatedly get there quicker. So what he's really doing, he's preparing himself, and he always has that cushion of supply. So he's already building another supply right when the other one finished. What happens is when something finishes, a green square appears on the minimaps, and you can actually press spacebar, and it takes you exactly right to where something is completing. So the other thing he may know is the timing. I'm not that good, and he may not be that good, but it's very possible that he knows the timing of how long it takes to complete a supply depot or whatever building it may be, like a certain amount of time and some biological counter in his head, basically. Actually, losing his SUV building command center in the bottom right, it was a bit of a hidden expansion and kind of risky, and the other player just luckily scattered out. He may have had an observer there, but it's hard to say because we can't see observers. And with the first-person view, that's one of the things we lack is basic information about what the other player is doing. And you see, he's got 2 control groups. He's still got his command centers hotkeyd, and he's got some factories hotkeys where he's always checking the progress of the build. And now we see this is where the micro and macro come into effect. So he's still going back to his factories while he's controlling 3 control groups now of units and trying to mine up behind the dragoons to kill them on their way out. And this is a very effective tactic because if they run, basically they're going to get killed. If they stay, they're going to get killed because the tanks are firing at them or the mines are blowing up on them. So they don't have much choice. They have to either stay and fight or have a good micro or something like that. So that's where the pro skill level again comes into effect. And now Xellos pretty much has this game all wrapped up because, as you can see, he just pushed through that without losing pretty much any units. I mean, he obviously lost some vultures. Again, staying up with the supply the whole time, and now he's scanning. He sees DTs. He takes care of the Xellos, keeping the vultures in front of the tanks at all times. And now that's it. He's taking out those goons, and that's going to be GG. If this kid lasts any longer, I'll be impressed. Now he's just going through his macro again. He probably only has a couple of his factories hotkeyed, and if you double-click on the hotkey, it takes you right back to where you were. So he can double-click on it and then check the other factories. So he's not wasting hotkeys either. You can use them for units, or you can use them for command centers or whatever. And it looks like Red's not even GGing. He's just going to leave. And Xellos just demolishing this kid, running him over. Okay, so anyway, that was my first attempt at a first-person VOD, first-person VOD. If you guys liked it, please tell me in the comments. If you didn't, I guess tell me in the comments, even though, tell me either way what you think in the comments. And if you like them, I'll try some more. These BattleNet games are fun. It's always cool to watch the pros play the Joes. And I'll try some more if you guys liked it. So, yeah, that's all I got for you. I forgot to say se2gg.com, didn't I? So, anyway.